Ai, Zen. Yeah. Look, we're just gonna throw some bars in, have a bit of a laugh, have some fun. Hope you guys like it. Much love. You know it is. Come on, you ones.
Hello, and welcome back to West Ham Network. And Wednesday evening or Thursday morning over in Brisbane. How are you, Kieran?
G'day, Sean. All good, mate. We've had a hell of a... well, we have done it. New South Wales got smashed yesterday with a massive sort of mini cyclone storm. And we're getting the tail end of the winds. So that wind has got some coolness in it, mate, and it brought down a massive branch in the garden yesterday and a few others around the area. So it's just calming down now, the wind. It was horrendous yesterday. But yeah, it's about all that.
Yeah. That Jonathan David's going to Juventus, so we're not going to get...
thank God that saga's over with, mate. Leave that for another 5 years now, can't we?
Yeah, you know.
Get him when he's 40.
That's it, mate. That's exactly it. We're getting when he's 40. Then we wear the Tottenham shirt, believe that Chelsea are about to hijack the Kudus deal. Well, I've got information to say that Chelsea have made an alternative signing already. So they're not going to be pursuing Kudus. How true that is, I don't know, but I can tell you it was that they just signed. Let me just read it up quickly and I'll tell you. Where is it? Here. They signed Gittins, apparently.
Yeah.
So they don't need Kudus now, apparently. Yeah.
No, it's all pointing towards Tottenham, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Unfortunate, but that's life.
Let's say hello to some of the people in the chat. Obviously, there was Randy, and there's Usual, and then there's what's on here? Oh yeah, Howard. Good evening, Howard. Thank you for joining, mate.
Howard.
Mark Pendleton. Good evening, Mark. Actually, Happy was in early at 8:20 this evening. Probably not here at the moment, though. Yeah, okay. James, good evening to you, mate. How are you, son? Who else have we got? I'm going past a lot of the comments because here we go. Evening, Ian. Thank you for joining, mate. Tony, good evening to you, Tony. Thank you for popping in, mate. And we have GP, of course, in the house. Who else we got? Well, I think that's about all that's chatting. Well, that's all the people that are chatting at the moment. Oh no, Mama Flossie, good evening, Mama. Thank you for joining, sweetheart. Gary J from not from Australia, from America. Good evening, Gary. Hope you're well, son. Leon is in the house. Good evening, Leon.
Good day, Leon.
Yeah, so you do well considering stuff. Good evening to Colin. Good evening to you, son. Hope you're all right, mate. And glad you could join us. Right. Okay. To the serious business now, Mohammed Kudus. I mean, look, it's looking, like you said, Kieran, it is looking like Tottenham are leading the way. And the thing is that apparently, from the sources that I have, which are basically a couple of lads that Tottenham fans watch all the YouTube stuff and that, and they have claimed that Tottenham have green lighted up to 65 million for him. How true that is, I don't know. Bear with me 1 second, go on.
Yeah, it's one of them. I think the only reason Levy will deal with Sullivan is he thinks he can pull his pants down a little bit. But Sullivan pulled his own pants down. Now Levy's trying to slap him on the arse. I reckon if we get 60 for him, I think we've done really well. Because I can imagine them only want to pay about 50. Yeah, and then they've got.
I've been told. Like I said, I don't know how true it is.
Yeah.
But I've been told that they've been green lighted up to 65.
If you can get that, it's a good deal. Well,
I don't think that's
Tottenham, of course.
I don't think that's a £65 million deal. I think that's a 40 million plus a player. That's what I think it is. That Basuma looks like he might be coming our way.
Well, wait, see turns out.
Yeah. I mean, like, we don't normally do the speculation thing.
I'll tell you what I might do. Do you know, Mike? Just give me a second. I might spin around here because.
All right, mate. Yeah, no worries.
See whether that sun's in my eyes or not.
He reckons he can read my lips, and apparently I said my willy is bigger than Kieran's.
What's that?
Yeah. I would absolutely hate to see Kudus leave to go to North London, says Gary. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
No, that's not working. Sun's right in my eyes there. Carry on. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, no one wants it to happen, Geezer, do they? No one wants it to but it is what it is. Fucking suffer.
Okay, so Tony's saying one of the Spurs channels are saying that West Ham have turned down the first offer. No idea what price. Reckon they will be up. Will they up the offer? Listen, Tom. If they put in an offer, you can tell that. You just know they've lowballed it. They've gone in as low as they can, probably 45 to 50 million, right? And West Ham have gone, nah, you're taking the piss, mate. You know? But, yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll up their offer, and I'm pretty sure that they'll end up getting him. It's going to be them or Liverpool, in my opinion, because Liverpool is very quiet at the moment. So they could just be getting ready to put an offer in for him. Maybe we'll get Harvey Elliott in part exchange.
I would have liked to have seen him go to Newcastle myself. As Newcastle lost out on Benwa, I thought Kudus could be the ideal. Whoever Kudus wants to go up north.
It's fucking dangerous, him and his act together.
I wouldn't have minded seeing him going there, though. I think it would have worked. Under Eddie Howe as well. I think he'd do all right.
Absolutely. Good evening, Damien. Thank you for joining, mate.
Damien? Of course they are. They're going to try and take the piss, no doubt about it.
Basuma is another one who likes the nightlife a little bit too much. Does it on the fucking pitch. Who gives a shit? You know? But there you go. Right, so so we've got some good stuff. Very good news. Not such good news, not for the first one anyway. But watch out, because there's going to be a little extra element. The extra element they all love. A bit later on.
Yeah, a little bit of news this week, son. The boys are back at it again.
Yeah, no, that's it. Right, so that's the only heads up you lot are getting for the moment. What's this? Anton, oh, right, okay. I'll be saying hello to people. Where's Anton then? I didn't see Anton coming in. No, he's not here. You're fibbing to me. There ain't no Anton. But Trudge has happened to turn up, look. Kudus the snake. Oh, I don't think so, Trudge. I really don't, actually, mate. I have to say, we all knew when Kudus came to us that he wasn't going to stay. We all knew that he was destined to move on. We all knew that when he came. We can't complain about it now it's happening. I don't agree with that, mate. I really don't. I'm sorry, Trudge. Normally I agree with stuff that you say, but not that. Not that, I'm afraid, son. Not that. Good evening, Dave. Where are you? There you are. Good evening, Dave. Hope you're well, mate. The value of Kudus has gone up. Semenyo is off the market. Mbeumo practically off the market. Spurs are running out of options.
Depends whether they really, really want him or not. Because I think Tottenham there, they've got Brennan Johnson on that right, and that's where you want Kudus. Whether he wants both of them, or he playing Kudus more in the middle, which is on the left, is not ideal. Because I'm not sure they want Richarlison that much, so they might want to play him on the left again, which is not his best position. So
who are we talking about here with the sexual assault charge hanging over him? Not to do, surely.
Well, nothing about that.
I don't know anything about that. Tell us who you mean, usual. Yeah, Kudus to Spurs. No.
So, we don't want
joking, but he doesn't like Kudus. Okay, fair enough, mate. You're all entitled to our opinions.
If he'd tore it up last season, Keys, we'd be laughing. I mean, we'd get our big bucks for him, but he, like most players in the West Ham team last year, he didn't. Everyone was a bit poor. So, but we know what the talent's in him. I think he's got to play for the right team, and you'll see the best of him. A lot of the good work he done for us last year was so deep, it didn't really affect anything.
No, it didn't.
So,
Colin's asking, would you take Harvey Elliott and Tyler Morton for Kudus from Liverpool? What, a straight start for two players for Kudus?
Wouldn't bother me, but
I think Harvey Elliott would be a lot more effective for us than Kudus is being right now. And Tyler Morton, from what I understand, I don't know very much about him, but from what I understand, he's actually one of these up-and-coming young academy graduates at Liverpool, and he's very good. A decent, I believe he's a midfielder, but I'm not 100% certain on that. Let me know what position he plays, please, Colin. Randy, Damien says Kudus is better than Mbeumo. I don't care what anyone says. Can be.
Oh, Damien.
Hasn't shown it this year, mate. Hasn't shown it this year.
And Mbeumo is one of my favourite players of the Premier League last year. I thought he's fantastic.
He was outstanding.
I mean, he hit 20 goals. He had 20 goals last year, a load of assists. I mean, his stats off the charts, mate. So, Mbeumo's top player. And I say, if they're only looking for 60-odd million for Mbeumo, how can you see Kudus being any more than that?
Like I said, he outshone Kudus last season. Danny,
Oh,
good evening to you,
that's
son.
not by everyone.
He won't take Madison's position. He could definitely take Johnson's position, however. And that's the position he would rather take anyway. Johnson's out on that right-hand side. Madison's usually on the left. So he would prefer to take Johnson's place. Troy says, I want players who bleed for the shirt like Sojek. I would fill the team with them. I would too, Trosh, and that's the truth, mate. You know, and actually, to be fair, Suma is a player that would probably do that. He's quite a decent player, you know. Good evening to you. I wouldn't be surprised if Kudus is still here January. Good point. It's a good
Mate,
point.
if he was, I'd be happy enough if he didn't go. Depends what. If you need cash and Potter needs players, mate, it's all about that, isn't it? If we need that cash, we need it.
And as Tony says to Mama Flossie, because she was saying, don't understand why there's so much negativity about him going to Tottenham. And she said, well, to Tony saying, it's like selling Isaac to Sunderland. And then she says, oh, right, I get it now. Right. So, yeah, that's exactly what it would be like, you know.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. I think everyone's in trouble with Thomas Frank at Tottenham now. I think everyone's in trouble. I would have dropped Kudus and Paqueta also last season. Somehow managers lack the bottle to do. Yeah, Trudge, I get you, mate. I understand. I think both of them were under par. Although when Paqueta turned up, he really turned up on a few occasions. Not many, but a few.
To be honest, I'll see. It's very hard to just keep picking out players who were poor last year because most of the team were poor, bar Wan-Bissaka. You know, who else would you pick that had a really good season? Bowen had his bits, you know, and he got his goals. Yeah. So did Solskjaer. But overall, it weren't a great season for Bowen. It weren't a great season for Solskjaer.
It weren't a great season for most players.
Can't fault their effort.
Yeah. And you can't deny it. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was the worthy recipient of Hammer of the Year. He was worthy of it. He produced every time he got on the pitch. Every time.
Kilman was average. You know?
Yeah, he was.
Spent 40 million on him.
He was. Absolutely. He was average. Yeah. Ian said, I think a player we could rebuild a team around, but we won't attempt it. Not ambitious enough. Ian, I think Harvey Elliott is a distinct possibility for us this season. If Kudus is under Liverpool's radar, as I'm led to believe he is, although they're being very quiet about it, I think they're planning to drop a bomb. Andy Diouf is linked to Burnley. Fear agreed West Ham need to hijack there. You've been talking about him for a little while, Damien. It'd be interesting to see if we did, or whether we've been looking at him, or whether that's just speculation, you know. We just don't know, do we? He has or had a sexual assault charge against him. Oh, we're talking about Andy Diouf, are we? Okay. Leeds guidance ones I wanted, Burnley or Damien. No. Anything exciting happens yet, guys, said Frog. Well, no, but there is going to be Kieran's added little section in about 15, 20 minutes. We'll do it about 11:15. Who have Leeds signed? JBK9. Good evening to you, son. Thank you for popping in. Apparently, a centre back goal.
Well, we've signed that young Cummins from Celtic, haven't we? So that's something. See how that boy. I'd say he's one for the future. Never seen him play.
Yeah. I double big goal. Yeah, right. What else? Who's going to Fulham, maybe? Come on. Hang on, who's going to Fulham? Good. Ah, right, okay. Tolo Accordea, whatever that is. Mate, there's some names coming up, aren't they? Right, let's see if there's any other kind of chat. Who else? Anyone else coming? No, really. Yeah, Harry. Well, Howard says all the players have been gassed. As I said, with the exception of Wan-Bissaka, I thought we had a great season.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka done well. Yeah. No one was outstanding, was they? So
2 great goals this season he's had, and he's had quite a few assists as well. So, now that's a tune. Angel Eyes, what a tune by Roxy Music. Great tune. Sullivan is like a blind lesbian in a fish market. Congo says Kudus had a very average season. I won't be too sad to see him go anywhere. If it's Spurs, so what? It'll be fun taking the piss out of him. That's one way of looking at it, Bongo.
now, what you dread is fucking next season Rice coming again, scoring a goal, and then Kudus coming to West Ham and scoring.
Yeah,
That would just fucking sum it all up, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Jesus. Fuck.
yeah. And then, like, Divin Mabama comes back. Divine Mabama or whatever, and he comes back with City and bangs on him.
Nothing worse.
Wouldn't it? Good evening, Steve. Thank you for joining us, bud. Nice to see you. Nice. Right, so Ian says, anyone think selling the Spurs could be the beginning of the end for Tully? Possibly it may tip fans over the edge, protesting, etc. If that turns out to be the case, I'd say let's sacrifice Kudus.
The end will come when he decides to fucking go, not before. And unfortunately, it should have happened years ago.
Damien says he wants Lorienti from Sassuolo, 20 million. Only trouble is, we had a player from Sassuolo not so long ago, and it didn't really work out well for us. Not his fault, granted. I am referring, of course, to Skamaka.
Yeah.
Troy says he still likes the Rangers forward. I think he will be a player, he says.
Yeah, they have got a good boy up front. Well, we'll see what's up. Well, you know, you've got to wait and see what's up Potter's sleeve now. He's got to start fucking. I'm sure they've identified players that they want. Whoever silly bollocks can get them over the line, another can get the fish, isn't it?
Fred Fielder, good evening, Sean. Apparently, we're in for Bristol City central defender, Drew Peacock, 10 million.
Okay.
Thank you for that, mate. Where are we? Talking about players going elsewhere and not really. Yeah, Trodge, you're bang on right, mate. We're linked with over 130 players at the moment.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Nothing new, is it? Every year, mate. Take notice. I don't take notice of any of them. That's it.
No. Saliba and Gare together would improve our defence. Agreed. I think so too.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I'd like to see again have another pop, you know. I really would. I don't know if it's going to happen, but
yeah. And then he goes and says he'd have a go for Ivan Toney. He knows the Premier League, that's for sure. He scored enough goals against us.
I mean, Tony's on so much fucking money there, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point, GP. Wondered if we should have gone for Pogba and Ericsson.
Sure.
That's Turk's great point. Hope we see a lot more Guilherme this year. He
We
will
hope
be
so.
a star given
Turks.
the chance. Him and
I'd be
Somerville.
interested, that boy.
I want to see
Yeah.
him and Somerville getting minutes this year.
Yeah, we need them to step up, them two boys. We really do. We need some fresh fucking excitement and blood in the team. And they'd be like having two new signings, wouldn't they? You've hardly seen them. It'd be nice if they can adapt and turn it on, especially Somerville, I think. I mean, he's got a lot to prove now after being out so long. So that'd be great. Two good, young, exciting players. Like it. But they got to get game time. Got to get him on the pitch.
JB got it worked out that Kieran, they'll Kudus for Elliott and Morton from Liverpool. Paqueta goes to City for McAtee and 10 million. We pay CSKA Moscow off and get rid of that debt, which is the one for Alex Kroll. Go for the Dior flag as he's a machine at left back and put a high buyout on the man that for him. That's for him. Yeah. Yeah.
Ring him up, JB. Ring him up. Tell him that's what you should be doing.
Get him in the blower, mate. That's it. Yeah.
Sullivan done all the fuck.
You don't want Harvey Elliott, Damien. Let's see what he could play. What it is, I don't think we need him. Oh, I think we do. I think we do. Because if Ketter is going to go for one reason or the other, if he's going to go, we need to replace him in midfield that orchestrates a lot of the stuff that goes on. Harvey Elliott is an orchestrator.
Can take anyone at the moment the way we're going. It was always predictable this was going to happen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to be one of the last to sign anyway.
Yeah.
It was pretty predictable.
Yeah, links to Calvert-Lewin again. John Hicks, good evening, mate. Let Kudus go if he doesn't want to play for us anymore.
Hey, John.
And Dave says, is Kudus going to Tottenham? We don't know, mate. We haven't been told anything.
No. Goes out. Talks are in place. That's all we know.
Yeah.
Gare doesn't. Yeah, Gare doesn't want to come back. That's his opinion. It's a shame.
I'd rather we sign Creswell if we got to pick one under it. One. Creswell's a good player. He's a good player.
He could have a Creswell back, wouldn't he? One in, one out.
Yeah.
I did notice that boy when he was at Leeds. He looked like a good up-and-coming player, that Creswell.
Which England under-21 would you like to sign, lads? So, did you watch much of the under-21s, Kieran?
No, the England under-21. I thought like Harvey Elliott. Yeah, he looked good, but I didn't get to see it here. You know, even the final. I didn't have it here on the stream. I was trying to find out. I presume something would come up with the highlights, but they hadn't. But see Harvey Elliott. Good player, but he ain't going to be cheap. Wonderful. That boy's worth money to Liverpool.
Oh, so, good, yeah. We need another Somerville profile. Don't trust Somerville comes back the same player. Well,
I know that.
We're going to say, haven't we?
Can only hope, mate.
Mm.
Yeah.
Troy's saying he would start Guilherme ahead of Somerville right now.
I just want to see more George. Oh, both of them. You know, just decide that. I really would.
Why not Guilherme in the centre of midfield?
But you've got. I don't think he's even going to be ready, Somerville, for the start of the season.
No, there's no guarantee.
Rehab, so I don't know.
Mr. Sampson, good evening, Toad. How are you, mate? Good evening, reprobation. Anyway. Hope you play Somerville as a winger on the left, not a wing back on the right. We signed him for that position and he's proven in that department. Absolutely right, Danny. Spot on, mate. I am not reading that out, and neither should you.
Torino Fiaccio, wherever it is.
Yeah, Fiaccio, you talking. Yeah, Fiaccio. He's talking about flashing his dick, basically. What the heck? McAtee to get a
We've been legal, everyone.
Have we signed Haaland yet? No, not yet, Tobes. Not happening today, mate. Trotsky, Somerville is giving him Faubert vibes now. When he joined, he was called CGV Le Clan de Grande Vitesse. Then ruptures his Achilles and never looked so fast again. All right, got you. Yeah.
Let's see.
Creswell would be a class signing, he says. Again, he's supposedly reconsidering after a conversation with Potter. That's good news if that's accurate, Damien. Bang on.
Well, yeah, I think I said that the other week, guys. I mean, I'm sure, like, if Potter wanted him, he'd be on the phone to him or going to see him and maybe convince him. I hope that could be a possibility. And we'll see again. I think there's more to him. And in a Potter team, I think it'll suit him better as well. It would be so deep all the time.
Arsenal lot reckon they're getting Madwecki, says Bob. Now, Madwecki, if I'm right, doesn't he play the same position as Saka?
Isn't he more left wing? Madwecki?
I could be wrong. But thank you. Good luck to him, mate. He's a good player. GP thought they were after Eze. They probably are. They're probably putting bids out for all of the players that they like. Or, showing interest. If he can convince their position, I agree with that. Full crew, 12 goals next season minimum, says Toby. 12 goals out of full crew in his second season wouldn't be a bad return. Wouldn't be the greatest return, though, Toby. But then it all depends on the supply. And if he ain't got the likes of Kudus and Paqueta putting the ball through to him, no chance of like Pablo Fornell doing it anymore or any of that. So if he gets a supply, I can see 12 goals coming. Adam, that's our job. Evening, Chad. Sorry you've been in touch much. Started a new job, main focus on into that. So is Kudus a Judas or is he just another feeder Spurs? He defined Carrot Parker. Good point. I don't think he is a Judas. I think I've said this earlier on, Adam. I think we knew he was going to be coming to us to move on. We knew it was never going to be a long-term thing, and he'll take whatever club bid the highest for him. He will go there, and he don't care what club it is. He's got no affiliations to anybody, not even the West Ham.
No, he's not.
From Ireland, and but
you got to look at it this way. Kudus wants to show himself off, right? I mean, Tottenham could be a stepping stone for him if he can perform. He's going to be playing Champions League next year. They don't deserve to be, but they fucking are. So he's going to put himself on the world stage.
Yes,
with Champions League. So that could be a stepping stone for him for bigger things. Who would know?
And that would probably make more than 50% of the Ghanaian national team starting 11 Champions League players. Because they've already got 3 or 4 in there already.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was telling me so,
I'd never, ever, ever sell a player to Tottenham if I in charge. But it's a business now, goes on. And if they're the only ones offering up the money, they're going to have to fucking take it or don't. And some of them will take it.
Yeah. The under-21 central midfielder looks dangly. Now, name him, James, because I didn't watch much of it at all. I saw highlights. That was it. YouTube highlights, mate. Everyone's saying good evening and whatever else. Look, bedtime in a minute. He's got a new job. He has to start early, probably. Bless him. Good to see your stuff is doing well, actually, Adam. If you guys haven't already been across and subscribed to Dad's Our Job podcast, I strongly advise you to. He's had some brilliant guests on, and and also the other stuff he does with his co-presenter. I can't remember his name now. Good stuff, all good stuff. Really good. Chelsea are not coming in for Kudus, Randy. I have it on good authority that he's not going to Chelsea.
Yeah, I can't see that.
He's not going to Chelsea. They just signed a £30 million player to do it, to replace that, to fill that gap that they want to fill.
I'm doing one transfer.
There are some likenesses, I've got to be honest, Mark. And the thing is, both of those players that you suggest there, that you name there, are players that I really wanted to really succeed at West Ham. First of all, Cornet, because I knew what he was like when he was at Burnley, and I just thought he was such a good player. And when he was at Villa as well, he was good there as well. But then Somerville, last season, not last season, season 4 last, when we bought him, he was the player of the championship. He was voted the best player of the championship. And we got him. So I had big hopes for him too. But yeah, you're right.
I have no doubt Somerville will be all right for us next year. I think as long as he can stay fit again after this injury, we know he's a top talent. He's just got to get on the pitch and prove it. And hopefully we'll see it.
Yeah, agree.
But even being a top championship player doesn't always transcend to the Premier League either.
It doesn't, no.
But I think he's shown bits that say, I think he could be. I think he'd be all right.
In some respect, right, whoever it was that found him, when David Moyes took Bowen under his wing, he turned him into a Premier League player pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that was the same thought process with Somerville. He was the best in his class in that league.
Yeah.
Best in
I
class.
think the same could have been said for Ben Rama in the championship games, and
Absolutely.
I never rated Ben Rama at all. I think there were flashes of him being really good, but
brilliant, but there was never any consistency to it.
yeah, he was never.
Not like with Bowen. When you see Bowen and he switches onto his left foot, you know what's coming.
He can do it,
and he does it regularly. Whereas with Ben Rama, so many times he blasted over the bar or his pass didn't reach his intended, destination.
and he was just too negative. I thought he was quicker, and he weren't very quick. He didn't really beat players down the wing and get the ball over. He always sort of turned back and passed it backwards. I just didn't rate him. I just don't think. I thought he was a quick player, but he weren't at all. Well, at least Bowen's semi-quick.
Yeah.
He makes things up.
Colin's asking us both, do we think there is a possibility of an American takeover, considering we've done drinks deal with Brewdog and an American kit deal? And there is also talk of Amazon maybe as main sponsor.
Who knows? Sooner or later, guys, I told him something probably will happen with a takeover. The sooner the better for everyone. But is it on the horizon?
We kind of discussed this a few weeks ago when we found out about the Brewdog deal, if I'm honest. And at that time, we did not put any barriers up in front of it because, we could see something like that happening in the future. Maybe not straight away, but maybe it's just opening the doors for negotiation with Sullivan and Brady and that. Who knows? We don't know. Look, especially Sullivan, shady all the time. We never know what's going on with that bastard. So, that to me, I think maybe it's opening doors, perhaps, Colin. Good question though. I do like Hutchinson. Is Cornet staying out in Italy or coming back? Could be the left-sided problem. Had a good season for them. He did.
He can stay there, again.
Wait, Kieran. Would you rather have him come back after having a good season? He did have a good season, mate. Would you rather have him come back or an unknown entity in that place?
I don't want anything to do with Cornet.
Really?
Never done it for us. He never will. He's not good enough. It's as simple as that. We've got to get rid of him. Rather have them bring in a player, an up-and-coming player who's got great potential, rather than Cornet's done, as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't have him anywhere near with that.
Okay, fair play. Mark says Mason Mount would be a good signing, wouldn't he?
Well, Mark, it's amazing how he was so good before he went to United. Now it's just horrendous. But he's a player, guys. There's no doubt about it, man. Yeah, of course he'd be a good signing. Probably cost you a lot of money though and a lot of wages, and I don't think West Ham would do it.
I reckon he'd be 80 million now. He's at United, isn't he? So,
I mean, they're so good, Man United, lately, of bringing good players in and turning them to shit. And he's one of them.
Yeah.
Done it with Sancho, Anthony, loads of them.
Oh, right. So, Randy's saying that Agad might only stay because of the options he thought he was getting are dwindling and other clubs are trying to think about.
Yeah, we thought it was a done deal with again, didn't they? They wanted him so much.
I don't think it is, Brendan. I'm pretty sure that the Brewdog we get here is, from their British brewery, but I'm pretty sure it's an American company. I'm pretty sure of it. Have a little Google, mate. Very cute, the Potter. Play along Somerville right wing back to Amsterdam is the obvious answer there. Somerville would have been a great answer on the left in a 3-4-3. Yeah. Cody is saying, what about that German lad? Mate, I don't even know who that is, and I am not calling out his name. But anyway, yeah, don't know who he is, man. So. Mason Mount has been a total disaster at manure.
Yeah, he's been an absolute disaster there, mate.
Cold in Oz today, Ian's asking.
Yeah, there's a cool wind here, a cool wind blowing, mate. So we're getting the tail end of that stormy winds that have been hitting Sydney. They got smashed. Absolutely smashed down there. So yeah, it's a bit coolish. That's why I've moved in here, sort of a bit covered. That wind's chilly, mate.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be a lovely day. It's just the wind's got a bite to it.
GP saying Craig Dawson was released on a free. Wouldn't mind him back.
Mate, I'd love him just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. Shits and giggles, mate. Yeah, get him back.
It would be, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be funny? Right, I'm going to just pause the chat there because, boys and girls, it's time for this.
Well, he ain't done yet. Much as the Sharks have been quiet lately, this week they decided to have another nibble. And it happened this week. It's a beach called Cabarita. Cabarita Beach is a little area there in northern New South Wales. It's about an hour and 20 minutes from me. I've been there. It's a nice little spot. Gorgeous. And yeah, this young 16-year-old boy out there swimming, a load of surfers around him, and there was a guy filming it from the hill, for whatever reason, looking down across the beach, and but didn't see the shark attack. But you see the guys, he'd been attacked by this shark. He'd done him in the arm, bit his arm and his leg, and all the surfers jumped off their surfboards. And you can see him carrying him in, and the weird fucking bit about it, as they're carrying him into the beach, they're walking it. They're sort of waist deep now, walking him in. The shark is following them. You can see the fin of the shark following the guys bringing the boy into the bucket. You go, fuck! He's following the blood that's coming out of this boy. And lucky enough, there was an off-duty paramedic who was on the beach, and she tourniqueted his arm and his legs up and fucking got him sorted. And then they brought in a helicopter into the area and got him on the helicopter to the Gold Coast Hospital. So, yeah, the boy survived. He's good. But, yeah, it was about a 10, 12 foot. They think it's a bull shark, 10 or 12 footer. But done him, in the leg and the arm. So, yeah. Shame for the young lad. But he'll have a hell of a story to tell when he's older.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's unfortunate that we are kind of using other people's misery to give our show some content. That's an unfortunate fact of what happened. But the thing is, like Kieran and I have discussed many times, the shark attacks seem to be getting more and more frequent now. You were saying, like, from December up until, including this week's attack, there's been more attacks in that period than there were in the whole of the year previous.
Absolutely. There's in that 4 months, December, January, February, March. I mean, I think we had 4 deaths, which when we average here 1 death a year, You know, one fatality a year, and we had 4 in about 4 months. And you go, fuck, what's going on? Plus, there was a few other attacks that people survived. So for whatever reason, nobody seems to know. The experts, they're guessing theories about it. Yeah, that they seem to be a lot more aggressive. Who knows what that reason is? But
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, smash the lights, boys and girls.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Adam. No problem at all on that one, mate. How far behind? 10:43. 10:50. I'm not too far behind. Right, where are we? Wouldn't 65 million break Spurs transfer record? I don't know enough about them. I know that.
I know about that, huh? Yeah, I remember they paid 50 mil for Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, they did.
I'm not sure what they paid for Matey up front. But it might be. I'm not sure we're getting 65 million myself. I think Levy's there to try and take the piss of it. That's why he's coming in. And I think 55 might be where we're at. But we'll see. We'll see. Why not? Hopefully he doesn't go at all. And we keep him. And we can get him going again.
Yeah. Phil, good evening all. No, you were in time for it, I believe, Phil.
You might have just got it, Phil, boy.
You just called it in time. I know you did, mate. Have I missed Shark Attack? It's Shark Watch, mate. We call it Shark Watch.
Yeah, do you know, funny, I see a guy talking about Australia the other day on something on YouTube, and the beaches around, if you look, we're one big island, aren't we? Or continent, if you want to call it. But he reckoned that the beaches in Australia, if you wanted to visit all, right, a beach a day, it would take you 30 years to see every beach in Australia. So add that up, that tells you how many there are. And how many, a lot of them are quite secluded beaches, see. Lucky for that boy, yes, he had a load of people around him to help him and get him in. You know, but sometimes these places, people get bitten, there's no one there. You know, might be one or two, and it's a big difference of survival.
Yeah.
It's swollen. It's swollen this week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good day, mate.
Who else have we got? Oh, look. Ricardo Vazquez. Beast in the Championship, not at it in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. So, it's about right.
Yeah. And yet, when we told that young lad, what was his name, a couple of seasons back, Mark Noble spoke out about him.
What, Diangana?
Diangana, yeah, Grady Diangana. He
turned out to be a good sale geezer. We got good money for him. He's not done nothing since.
He didn't really cut it in the Championship, did he?
No. So, really, I know everyone was up in arms about it. He's noble, but it was probably a good sale.
The only thing missing from Bowen was clinical finishing and headed goals, and now he's added those.
Yeah, I think he has.
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't think, not being picked for that last England run out probably might suit him because they were shit. England was shit. So it might be a good thing for him. I reckon he'll be back in the next one. If, not that I'm bothered whether he plays for England or not, but I really didn't.
Yeah.
But for himself, he wants badly. So I think he'll get a look in next time.
Yeah. Damien says, should have upgraded on Ben Rama the season after buying him. The season we went big and got Skamaka and Paqueta. I would have looked top upgrade on Benny. That being said, he did score in the final. He did score the penalty. Yes,
he did, Damien.
And, he scored a few decent goals after he got his first one. I just
thought he used to killer attack. When that ball went out to him, when we were counter-attacking, he was just too slow, and he checked back a lot and passed the ball, and then it added up to nothing. I found him really frustrating. I remember that one great ball he put over to Bowen, who scored the goal, the 2 touches goal. Fucking cracking ball in by Penrith. But he just didn't see that often enough. He really didn't.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That my frustration was with him.
Howard says if Cornet came back, he'd be offside. He's on the bench. Right, so Randy's saying, Leon, bet now as one point he could have been with Rice when he was still at West Ham. I'm not sure. Oh, right, okay. Now it looks like, look, it could be another Jack Wilshere for us as we're avoiding it now. Talking of Jack Wilshere, have you heard the calls for him to become West Ham's head coach?
We had to give him $4 million for him to fuck off. Pretty sure that's the deal we made. Just to go away, right? Because you were taking up too much room in the medical room. We had to give him $4 million to fuck off. Jesus fuck. And another waste of money. Jack Wilshere. Serious waste of money.
Damien said, I think Aged realises that the system suits him. And absolutely. And if it is that, and he likes what Potter's saying to him, and he comes back, I will be happy. I will be happy. If we sell him and we get a decent price for him, I would still be quite happy.
Potter just has to convince him. I think that's the thing. He needs convincing. If Potter can do that, then we'll see. I just think there is a good player there.
Yeah. If we get the Diouf left wing back, that would be sorted, yeah, absolutely.
Then you got to look at, is Emerson at the door?
Okay. What about the head office, though? I don't know. I'm just under the impression it was an American company. Right. As far as this comment's concerned, Mandy, we could sign a Sunville upgrade as long as the recruitment get the right profile. That's absolutely true. We could, but we won't, because David Sullivan is not going to sanction selling a player that we just bought for 20-some odd million and then selling him for next to nothing because he hasn't produced the goods because of his injury. They would have to more or less give him away. I can't see him doing that. Brewdog have a terrible reputation as employers, apparently.
Of that.
Putting that up on the screen. Kozek is steadily improving. Yeah, we were kind of looking at him when we had first. We kind of got Supal and Socek established inside, and then we brought in Alex Kroll on that loan. No, it wasn't a loan deal, was it? Dodgy deal from ZKA.
Yeah, I think it was loan.
At that time, we were looking at Kozek, but do you remember my friend Zhenik, who is also a Czech? He's got his own podcast on that. He said to me that he felt that Kozek was far more ambitious than to come to West Ham, meaning that he would be looking to go higher up the table. And he's good enough to do that. And if he's improving, there's no chance we're going to be looking at him.
Here's my prediction, Geezer, next season. Brentford getting relegated.
Oh, yeah. Good shout. That's a really good shout, mate. Yeah.
Leeds survive, right? Leeds survive, Brentford get relegated, and we're only about 2 or 3 spots away from it. But, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, Adam Klozek is his first name, isn't it? Adam. Yeah. Apparently, he's a very good player. I mean, obviously, I was talking to a Czech man, and he's going to be kind of like nationally biased towards him, I suppose. And that's one of the reasons why he's so interested in West Ham, because of Sofal and Kojak. Now, has there been any news on where Sofal's going?
Nothing. I've heard a thing, geezer. Whether anyone's ever come in for him, I would have thought a championship side would be really interesting, or one of the promoted sides. But I heard any links or any news.
I was almost kind of banking on David Moyes snapping him off, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but no, there don't seem to be any links. I've not heard nothing, son.
No, okay. He
could go back to
Europe. He was indeed Trudge, and he did also. Yes, Socek recommended Sofal. He did.
Yeah,
yeah, because they were calling him Agent Socek for a little while, weren't they? Some of the other channels. Right, Toby says, ladies and gents, quite possibly just gents. I'm off to bed to dream of a world where we sign players early. Toby, it is that, mate. Thanks for coming in, son. Appreciated. Lovely to see you, mate. And give our regards to Litland. Should be over with that, yeah. Right, we've got a shock. Oh, God, Phil. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind with the chat.
Yeah, I know, Phil. Terrible, isn't it, Phil? I was thinking that would happen when you beauty. Got something to fucking talk about.
Yeah.
It's more exciting than a fucking transfer window, that's for sure.
Yeah. Leon was saying that he was the starters and he was coming back for the main call.
Yeah, it was Leon. Honestly, it's really weird watching the video of it, of the two dorsal fin and that back fin coming towards the guys carrying him in. You go, fuck it. Fair play. It was a young lad as well who jumped off his surfboard and grabbed him and started bringing him towards the water, and then other people joined in. Fair play to him. He only looked about 19 or 20. But yeah, he didn't have a problem with it, man. Knowing that fucking shark was only meters away. Fair play to him.
Okay, so I have no idea about this fella, and I'll just leave it on the screen for you. No, don't read his name out, because it's definitely Harry being a dickhead.
Genital non-golo, yeah. I think he's saying fucking this.
Apparently, yeah. I just, Happy has a shark suit. That's how she plans to get Lanzini. Oh, great. Don Belay is 63 million.
Yeah.
Oh. Sassuolo, isn't that a song by Genesis? I think it was actually Phil Collins on his own, wasn't it? The studio.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think that Tottenham's record signing is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Chod. Solanke, I think he might be their top buy so far. I think he might have been about 60. Pretty sure. I thought it was a lot of money myself. Then we're stupid enough to pay 40 million for Kilman. It's crazy. Wolves are another one. They've lost Cunha, right? Wolves will be, which is good because there'll be one struggling to stay out of that relegation. I think Wolves next year. I think them and Brentford, us, and could even be Everton. Even though I think Everton will be solid enough to get enough points to stay out of it.
Yeah. Trump says Dan Garner and Fletcher, rare succession titles. Funny as everyone, including Noble, went mental about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows how much our fans know. Right, so Gay to Liverpool, because Palace have signed Diamande from Sporting Lisbon, and he is quality, as Phil says.
And they could be losing Eze to Arsenal. Latest rumour I heard.
Yeah.
Eze leaves Palace.
Yeah.
But that's only a rumour.
Yeah. So Trod said Gay would be the cherry on top. And then Randy says he will be when Gay goes to Liverpool, right? And then Damien's asking, does he even start for Liverpool? That's a good question.
Yeah.
You got to remember though.
I think he would. I think Gay's going to be one of the top centre-halves in the league.
Surely. He'd be replacing Alexander Arnold, surely.
No, Gay, no, he'd be centre-half. He'd be who they sold? Was it Conser?
Oh, yeah.
They sold him, didn't they? So he'd be replacing that centre-half.
And
I mean, it's not necessarily guaranteed to start.
And that's actually true, because when he played for England, he never had a bad game either.
I think Gay's up and coming, probably one of the best centre-halves for England.
Yeah, he's quality. Yeah,
he's good. He's a good player, mate. I think if Liverpool get him, Jesus, you might as well. I'll say the signings Liverpool have made, they're not standing still. They won the league and they brought in Florian Wirtz and Frimpong and who's the other boy, the left wing back from Bournemouth. Fucking quality. Great signings, that, mate. And if they get Gay as well, Jesus, they are making statements, man.
Randy saying, did you both see the club have signed an Italy scout? So, and he can go spot talent in Serie A, hopefully with his expertise and try and take advantage of that market. That would be nice. That would be nice. I hadn't seen it, and if it works out, yeah. Cornet had 99 chances at West Ham. Boom, boom.
He's a bit flaky.
Yeah. Cornet had 99 problems, but apparently his wife wasn't one of them. When we sideshow Bob and never played him. Oh, right. Yeah, sideshow Bob, as in Alex Kroll.
Crow, yeah. Never played him. Another terrible loan signing, wasn't it?
I know, but I do remember him scoring that goal when he ran into the
I thought the boy was good, but he never really got a look in under boys, did he? He never tried.
Nah.
Yeah, it's just another waste of money. We're good at wasting money, guys. That's the truth.
Ian, I'd like to answer that question as well, mate. I don't know what Damien said, but I think Ollie Scholes gets introduced into the first team for a lot more this year. I think he gains a lot more experience. He'll probably get 15, 20, 30 minutes here and there. I doubt he'll start many games, but he'll probably finish a few. And he's there for backup if whoever is there, if they're out for any reason, internationals, whatever. So yeah, that's my theory.
I think he's got a way to go, Skulls. A way to go. Hopefully, he comes good, but I'm not been over impressed with him. Oh, I was at the start. I thought the first couple of games he had was good. I thought he done well, and but you could see he tailed off a bit there near the end. You should see him getting caught out here and there. But the young boy, you know what I mean? That boy could come really good for us. And fingers crossed he does. Whether he gets much game time next season, we'll wait and see.
I mean, look at what Declan Rice's introduction was like.
Yeah, exactly. It's early days. Early days for that young man.
Then he was pushed forward a little bit more into midfield rather than being a centre back. He was pushed into midfield because he was more effective there, and was, improved. I think Oliver Scholes may be that kind of player where he needs to just be drip fed into the team. Like I said, 10 minutes here, 30 minutes there. Occasional easier cup games, if you want to call them that. He could maybe start one or two of them, but I think in general, drip fed into the first team, train with them all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can only get better. I say that when I look back at Dean Garner and even Johnson, I thought they were more impressive when they first hit the first team. Yeah. And really, it's not really worked out for them going elsewhere. So I'm just hoping Scholes is at that development stage. He's going to get better and better, and he's still young enough too. And I think he might, but you just got to keep your fingers crossed that he can improve. But then and then it's all about who we sign and how much time he gets next season. You'd like to think he gets a bit, but that's down the pot.
Yeah.
And we shall see.
My grandson called Kraul Sideshow Bob. I did too. I used to call him Sideshow Bob. And Cucurella now is Sideshow Bob to me.
Yeah, he definitely Sideshow Bob. Cucurella.
Right, Tony, signing out. As per normal, Ollie Stark. Thanks again for the show. Good night. Thank you.
See you later, Tony.
Pleasure having you in as always. And it's always okay and good night at everybody else. See you tomorrow. Yes, we've got the West Ham review tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on Hammer Football TV. So yeah, don't get to join us on that, guys.
It's 5 in the fucking morning.
It is for you, yeah. Yeah, I won't call you that early. I'm not like that.
Oh, do you know what? Even this goes. I'm down to 23% on this phone. I know at 10% it goes to shit. I still haven't changed the phone case. I was meant to do it yesterday, but I want to go with the boy to do it. And he had to work. He meant to be working, then he was, and so I'm hopefully doing it this afternoon. Right. Get the new phone, or at worst tomorrow. Yeah. Because I went to charge it this morning and I'll just get it built up a bit, and it wouldn't do it. I went, all right, that's it. I'm off to get the new phone. Fucking hell. But yeah.
So what? There's no chance of getting your one charged up again, then, no?
Well, it wouldn't have it earlier on. It just hit and miss when it charges. It was doing it through the week. That's why I thought, oh, sweet. Fucking back. My phone is back. And now, this morning, I wanted to give it another 20%. Yeah. Not having it.
Probably knows it's Wednesday.
Well, you wanker. Because I get anxiety looking at the fucking percentages when the car's going down. Just wanted to give that extra 20%. I knew that'd be plenty.
We've been going an hour and a quarter. We'll do another 15 minutes. You should still have some charge for this afternoon.
Yeah.
Right.
I just noticed when it gets down to about 10, the screen goes black. Yeah. So I've got about 30%.
We'll do the next 15 minutes and then we'll call it a night, because we don't want to leave you without communications. Not good.
So, Never. I bet if I go and charge it after this, it'll probably click in. I don't know. But it's my fault. I should have charged it. I got a new phone at the weekend. And I didn't because it was charging. But it's happening today.
I'm sorry, as you can just hear, we're going to give it another 15 minutes. So glad you joined us. 10, 15 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago.
Anyway, good day, Steve.
Yeah, don't worry about that, mate. You can always watch the rerun, but don't forget, give us a thumbs up.
You come whenever you want, Stevie boy.
Yeah. Don't forget, give us a like and that, you thumbless wankers. I'm not sure.
Anyway, fucking Man City got kicked out of that fucking Club World Cup. Fucking hell, fucking unbelievable, eh?
Right, so Everton, Fulham and Leeds are all showing interest in Stufel. Good night, mate.
Oh, are they, Tony? There you go. Some information there I didn't know. Wow. I mean, yeah. Yeah, all the places he don't want to go. I think he would love to stay in London, wouldn't he? Oh, super. I don't think he wants to go up north.
Steve, that's a nice point, actually. 2000 Warrior deserves the club better suited to him.
Yeah, I love Tufel, mate.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of love for that.
Perfect for him. I really think Everton is perfect for him. I'd love to see him go back to David Moyes.
Yeah.
That would
yeah, good for it. If he does, good for him. I just can't think the left back they've got. I think they've got a decent left back at Everton.
Yeah.
Oh, right back.
That would prove to me, though, that David Moyes signed him on merit first time round. You know, rather than just on the recommendation, or that he was told to by the club because he was cheap. 5 million, I think he paid him.
I hope he gets a job, mate. I really do. I hope he gets a job.
I think he will. Wolves have still got Jorgen Strand last. He's got to be 27.
Yeah, don't mind him, George. They do have him. I don't mind that boy. I think he's a good forward.
27 now, 26, 27, 8, something like that.
Yeah, he's young. He's a good boy, yeah. I think he's a top player. I think it's a massive loss for them, Cunha, though. Cunha was so good last year. One of the best players in the Premier League.
He signed an extension for them. Good evening, Ian. Thank you for joining us, mate. Sorry, I'm not going to be on for very much longer, but thank you for doing that. Thank you for popping in. Good evening, Neil, as you just heard. Thank you also for joining us, mate.
Yeah.
Is Gay better than Canate and Van Dijk?
I think he's getting there, Damien. I think he's getting there. I don't think he is as good as Van Dijk at his best. But
I think Van Dijk's losing his shine.
I think Gahey's going to be. I think he's going to be one of the top centre halves in England. He's going to end up being, the England centre half plus one other when it comes to the England team. I think he's got that much quality about him.
I agree.
So Van Dijk's another kettle of fish. I mean, is he at his best now? No, I think he's coming slowly. Still good. He's still bloody good, Van Dijk. But he's been one of the best centre halves in the Premier League.
Right? Is Kudus turning into Spurs? Well, that's the buzz, that's kind of what most people are believing. Even some of the Tottenham channels are suggesting that it's on its way. As I said earlier, apparently Levy has sanctioned up to £65 million deal for him. That would probably be cash and a player.
And unless there's 11th hour bids come in from someone else. I think he's going to Tottenham unless someone like Newcastle come in and go, bang, yeah, we want him. Or Man United or whoever. But I think that everything's pointing to him going to Tottenham.
Yeah.
It really is. Champions League next season.
Signed,
I think it's looking like it.
Is it Mbeumo gone Man United?
Pardon?
That Mbeumo from Brentford.
Well, I don't think it's done, Geezer. It's not done. Brentford have stuck to their guns and said, look, we want this, that's it. And Man United haven't matched it as yet.
Right.
He's touted that he's going there, but, because I was hoping he was going to Newcastle. Because, I like to see Newcastle sign these players and compete with these other fuckers. So, but he's turned down Newcastle. Apparently he wants to go to Man United. But Man United haven't secured the deal yet. Well, the last I heard, anyway. Unless something happened overnight as I'm just out of bed. So,
okay. Yeah.
Who knows?
Troj says Scholes will end up playing in midfield. You might be right, mate. You might be right.
Yeah, I think Todd, wasn't he more of a midfielder in the under 21s or under 18s than he was a left back? That's what I heard. So it could be, yeah. Could be a midfielder. Just whether he can reach the heights that we want him to reach is another kettle of fish.
Yeah, yeah. Right, so we got about 6-7 minutes left. No, we've got about 4 minutes left, 3 or 4 minutes left. So, well, yeah, we're not going to claim your back with Kieran. It's not fair to do that. So,
it's all right, mate. The phone dies, it dies, mate, and then I'll have to worry about it.
Geezer's charges so old it runs in steam.
Oh man, it's so fucking frustrating when you can't fucking charge your phone. It's just fuck's sake.
Mark, I tried a number of chargers and it's
mate, been through all that, Mark. And then my boy's charger was working, or the lead he's got is a lot better lead. It's quite an expensive lead. Yeah. And up until today, it was working. I went, oh, you beauty, it's still kicking it on till I get the new phone. And then this morning, when I needed it, it wouldn't. Oh, no, you fucker. And I started with 60%, guys, or I'm down to 19. Yeah, it's fucking frustrating.
You're down to 19% now, yeah? Yeah, well, fuck me, mouse decides, but
hell of that. Fair play to him, man. You know what makes me laugh, though? There's a lot of money in that World Cup, that Club World Cup, right? A lot of money. I think 90-odd million for the winner. There's a lot of money involved. And the one team that doesn't need that money is El Hilal.
Yeah,
and they've got they don't need that. Real Madrid are still there. I actually thought Man City were going to go on and win it. I really did. I thought the season they had where they didn't do very well, I thought this would be their tournament to win. But they didn't. There you
go. Yeah. Fourth prefect, good evening. I remember the fourth prefect. Like they'll sit up and beg pop, wouldn't it? Look just like that. And I think they did one in the 105E style as well. I know a little bit about the old forward. Just a little bit. Right.
I'm just reading that cop. Yeah, it is. But if we believe everything, Paul, we're desperate for money to get. And it doesn't surprise me the amount of bad signings we've made in the last 5-6 years that we're still paying for. Remember, we're still paying for Alea and Skamakers and all the others. We're in a hole, and if you need that money, you got to take it. If you believe everything we're told, would I rather keep him? And yeah, exactly, make him. But even if we did have a good season Matt next year, it would still only amount to 85. So if you're desperate And West Ham has shown and made everyone know that we're desperate. But that was the big mistake. West Ham saying, well, we got to sell or buy bullshit. Well, no, if you get 65, I think you're doing really well. I don't believe Tottenham are going to pay 65 for him. I think 55 is what it's going to end up at if they sign him.
Yeah.
We put ourselves in that position. Sullivan put us in that position. So, yeah, I mean, Sullivan pulled his own pants down and waited for fucking Levy to slap him across the arse. And this is where it's coming. It's coming now. Because I just don't believe he's going to pay him what he thinks he's going to get. He'd love to get, and I think he'd love to get one over on Sullivan too. Stick that up your ass.
Well, I'm having trouble with my bloody computer. And I can't stop the show without my computer. Yeah, hang on, let's see if this is going to work now. Here we go. Right. It's just signed me out of StreamYard completely. And be aware, because my image is going to come back into the studio again. Oh, it's not. Good. I'm back then. Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay. I'm back. I'm back to normal. Right.
From the servo. See, old Freshy's got the lingo down, servo. Do you know that, Gazer? We call it a servo here, the petrol station.
Right, okay. Yes, he says that he's not heard the fourth prefect of the star. It's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, apparently. Never watched it, so I wouldn't know. Thanks for that mental image, Kieran, says Steve.
I don't know what that was. Oh, right. Maybe that was Sullivan getting his arse slapped. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, I must say, it did go through my head and go, oh, God.
Control, yeah.
Especially if Brady was doing it, slapping his arse, that would be even worse image.
Yeah. Right, listen, guys and girls, we are going to call it a night now. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all your comments and all your input and everything, as always. And we will see you next week, hopefully. Kieran with a new phone.
Yeah, I'm going to have a new phone. New phone goes out, no problems, man. And we're going to have 3 or 4 signings in by next week, so we love it.
Yeah, love that. Right,
Now, that's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah. Go on your arms, let's have it. See you later, guys.